is the monopoly game, which is controlled by the Federal Reserve, the private bank, which is actually controlled out of London, is manipulating all the dollars to put them out, put more and more people into debt. So the illusion of equity they have in real estate is coming apart. The players that are analyzing everything are expecting massive foreclosures next year and the beginning of what we call the recession. You think you own it.
I'ma get a lot of shit for this. It's inconspicuous, the smell of betrayal, signs that we living in hell. The media tells tall tales, so if you want the truth, come and get a whiff of this. My country's sick as Tuskegee syphilis. If you think our government don't experiment, you idiots. But I'm labeled a fanatic for all the prolificness. I speak labeled a traitor for revealing the wickedness. You really think that our country's safe, bro? Politicians with halos, molded by businessmen with bankrolls, shaping our people like Play-Doh. Boston bombs look like Waco. If you add the evidence and you clever, you will see conspiracies click together. Legos, truth burns, my thoughts hot like fuego. My rhymes like raw coke through your nasal. I'm baffled by this country and their politics. A bunch of clowns in office, Ronald McDonald shit. The irony is how fast food kills too. Think I'm lying, eat it every day until it kills you. Meanwhile, people stuck in this field loop of life. Society rotting away like mildew. When I spit the real nigga, you catch a chill too. Cause the truth is sick like AIDS or an ill flu.
The real problem that they have, as Kissinger says, is there are just too many people on the planet. And 40% of the world, 2 billion of us, exist on less than $2 a day. The summary of the Global 2000 report I put up on my website, hoax.com, but if you look at it, it makes sense to get rid of people.
Here I go again, I'm back, I'm a flowing shit. False flag operations, too dumb to notice it. But not me, my team hustle, could be holding bricks. Giving up our guns, fuck that, man, we loading clips. For our safety, that's a load of shit. Telling me not to smoke, but you know my switch is always lit. No more television, that's what they control you with. Stuck up in the system, make it hard for you to go legit. DMT is the team that I'm rolling with. Popped a couple mollies just to write this, now I'm rolling shit. Fame and the fortune, that's what people hope to get. Vaccines and chemtrails, the reason why we going sick. GMOs are being fed to the growing kids. People never question, thinking ignorance is only bliss. That's why I feel like I'm stuck up in the lonely rift, living in the country being run by phony bitch. Need to calm down, really need to close my lips. Dank Kush and a dope beat is a potent mix. Had the gin in my juice, then I slowly sip and start spitting rhymes that have the people like holy shit. FEMA camps would've tossed you in an open ditch. You wouldn't have to deal with none of it if you were only rich. Shit is real, I give a fuck about a coney flip. Media spinning shit to burn like a Sony dick.
Godlike decisions on who lives and who dies. Now, obviously, some of the meetings we sat on, we were planning on using neutron bombs on the major cities because that contains most of what they call.
You actually heard this?
I sat in on the meetings. I was in the game big time. In fact, I was making such a mess, they decided rather than kill me, which they could, they just invited me into the inner group and asked me to be the finance chairman. And at that point, I probably would have been in, Secretary of the Treasury or something, whatever they wanted to do with me. What I was doing prior to that, so, making it right, I would volunteer to become a president of a company, and I'd go in and liquidate it. And we get rid of the expendable containers. That was my job.
Expendable containers meaning human beings?
That's right. Today, they figure that biologicals are much cheaper. They're still planning on, the plan is to get a war started in the Middle East. And they're still planning on using a neutron bomb, or one of the bombs that they've got developed on Israel. And that's to begin World War III, which is all on the cards. And it's going to happen. They even put a monument up to this whole program. It's called the Georgia Guidestones.
I'm fascinated about sharing these visions.
At any time, this life can get hectic. That's why you gotta kick back and put it in perspective. Lame niggas pulling drive-bys with the deck quick. Or get a scoop from the can, but it ain't that's quick. Barely make a scratch in the game, you get ejected. That's why you bring the house down, rush them to the exits. Cause if you don't put your all, how they gon' respect it? Beat them in the head repeatedly until they get the message. Forever spitting like I was given a life sentence. So many bars, but I'm not living inside prison. Thinking that
White Lincoln, chrome feet. Black 40 was my pillow every night I go to sleep. Grown niggas treat me like they OG, holding on to every word that the tiny lope speaks. I had a vision that nobody else could see. Sold my shit to D-Mac, a little less than 10 G's. Brought my grocery bag of cash straight to Black Sam. He matched the nigga, next day we went to Sam Ash. We bought a Pro Tools and a microphone. Studio was far from plush, but the
It's been a long journey just to get to where I'm at now. No matter what, I stand strong and never back down. I ain't no rap clown, nigga, this is poetry. I'm screaming out, it's crook, baby, so they know it's real. You gotta keep it 100, that's the way it's supposed to be. The world's getting colder, so I keep the heat close to me. Wait, hold up, who you think you supposed to be? Nigga, I'm my own team, ain't nobody coaching me. I play all positions.
As I sit back and think, the world turned as it passed me. The dreams could escape faster than a taxi down the street. If you black, only if you asking me. But then again, it depends, I'm only seeing the back seat. The world's still racist, so look out. Niggas should expect it. Paula Dean Cook.